So joining me with this reaction to all this is one of the members of the House Intel Committee, Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley of Illinois. Congressman, thanks for joining us on this. I really appreciate it. I think it was shocking, to say the least, as this information all emerged. You've said it's not necessarily surprising, though, that the Trump administration did this. But what does this seizure of this communication actually say about how the Trump administration used government powers?
Look, I think it's the weaponization, the politicization of the Justice Department. This wasn't an isolated act. I think Attorney General Garland has inherited a legal, moral, and ethical dumpster fire. He has to sort through this. I think it's a good first step that the Inspector General is looking at this matter, but I think they have to look at this in the context of a 4-year assault on the separation of powers and the independence of the Justice Department. A lot of other issues out there, things that we saw the president engaging and deciding who to, proposing who to target, Attorney General Barr reducing sentences, Attorney General Barr intervening to, dismiss cases and charges against certain people who lied to the president. So clearly this isn't an isolated incident, and I think the Attorney General has to look at it this way, and so does Congress.
So Senator Schumer and Durbin, they're demanding Bill Barr, Jeff Sessions actually testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. How important is it that Congress look at this as well? And what could the Senate Judiciary Committee do beyond subpoenas? Do you expect them, if in fact subpoenas are leveled, are issued, to comply with those subpoenas?
Well, I'm always a little skeptical as their willingness to participate. And as we've already seen, amnesia sets in pretty quickly. But I think it is important for the Senate to bring them forward, and probably the House Oversight or Judiciary Committees have them testify under oath, see if that jogs their memory. This is going to be tough, though. I mean, look at what we've already gone through. This is an assault on a separate branch of government. But a lot of my Republican colleagues don't seem to have a problem with that. We had the Capitol taken over for the first time since 1814, and some of them are denying that it really took place. Many of them, if not most of them, aren't willing to vote for a commission to investigate that or to support a defense supplemental which will protect us against future attacks.
What would you want to hear from Attorneys General Sessions and Barr if, in fact, they were called to testify?
Yeah, who made these decisions? Was the White House involved? Who else was involved within the Attorney General's office? Was anyone else targeted? And did they do this in other matters that we're just not aware of? We all found out about this, for the most part, Thursday night. So what else is out there? Again, we know it's not an isolated incident. It's hard to imagine they didn't try to do this in a similar vein elsewhere.
Your colleague, Raja Krishnamurthy, on the Intel Committee, spoke with my colleague, Ali Velshi, earlier today, essentially called this a fishing expedition. Do you agree with that assessment?
Oh, as broad as it was and the manner it was done, it's clearly a fishing expedition that targeted people they don't like. It's a page out of Richard Nixon's book, right? Target your enemies. So in the manner in which this is done, and the anonymous basis in which it was done, it certainly appears that the president instigated this, and his sycophants, the Justice Department, were more than glad to work with him.